Gabriela, do you want to talk a little bit about the role of the editor with the graphics that you did? Because you also have a whole other sequence in your film that we didn't get to see today, but of the courtroom scenes that you also did a graphic treatment of. Could you talk a little bit about how you worked with your editor to make decisions and go through that workflow?
Yeah, I mean, so much about the graphics in our film had to do with storytelling, and had to do with we couldn't film. OSHA took SeaWorld to court, and and basically took them to task for trainer safety issues, and basically said it's completely unsafe for trainers to be swimming with killer whales. And so we thought we'd be able to film in the courtroom, and we almost got there, and then the judge decided no at the very last minute. So we had our whole crew. We ended up sort of staying there for 2 weeks in Florida, Sanford, Florida, basically filming hallways, like people coming out of the courtroom. But we went in there. I went in there and basically took notes and just tried in my mind's eye to sort of memorize everything that was happening in that courtroom, and would report to Eli, and just basically be like, this was a really...
Eli's your editor?
Correct. Eli is Kim's husband, actually. So, yes, we had an editing superhero team there.
This is almost like a conspiracy theory.
I know. That's right. And we all work with Sid, so it's very insular. But, so, yeah, I guess there was, it was like 2 weeks of courtroom stuff. And so we had to figure out, sort of distill, once we got the transcription, that 800-page transcription of the court, of everything that had gone on in the court, distilling the moments that in my mind were like storytelling moments, like, oh my God, they said this. And so once we got that, I think that I had the idea that I wanted the animation to kind of be on like yellow legal paper, like ha ha ha. And have the appearance that it had been thrown away, that had been sort of discarded, because all this stuff that's in the film in Blackfish is stuff that everybody's known for 40 years. So I always wanted the overall theme of the animation to look as though people had discarded information, and we were just sort of reviving it. So it was, I think that was an idea Eli was on board with, and we kind of went back and forth and played with legal paper, just wrote stuff on it. He did some mock-up things, I think, in the same way that you were doing it, very, editing just sort of rudimentary ideas. And we would submit them to the animator. So yeah, it was, he's integral to it. I think less so in the visual execution of it, more so in the storytelling of like, we're at a story point here and we need to say this and we only have a little bit of time. What are we gonna choose? What are we gonna choose to sort of graphically represent in terms of how it's gonna help the bigger story?